Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Disney Renaissance Mania. It is I, Captain Logan, and joining me, as always, is my co-host Austin the Day Ghost.
And for once, we don't have guests.
That's right.
Is this only the second one I think we've done where we haven't had anyone
I
else?
was gonna say, I think we've had a panel. I think we've had at least three hosts for this show for every show, except for maybe I think the first two we didn't actually.
Oh, okay. Oh, yes.
The
No, I
first
think you're
two
right. I
nights, and
was
then
thinking it was just Little Mermaid,
And
but
I
you're
think
right.
I think Robert, yeah, we didn't have anybody for Rescuers Down Under either. I tried to coax my wife into doing it, but it was just too late at night. But then, yeah, I think we had Robert on the third show, and we're already reminiscing. I mean, the show's already nostalgic.
Yeah, exactly. I'm super nostalgic for last Monday.
So we're on to Mulan, 1998, which is the last of these that I know very much about and that I saw anything like frequently. Like this is another one that I saw a bunch of times after it came out, but I almost can't even say as a kid anymore. Like I'm at like a preteen place, getting closer to high school by the time this movie comes out.
And I am one.
And then I saw Tarzan once, maybe twice. I probably saw that in video one time. I think I saw it in the theater. And then after that, I'm out. It's going to be reaction streams for me from here on out after this one. But this movie I do know decently well, although I've not seen it in a really long time. There's another one that I'll put on for the kids because if try to make sure that they see what I think are the really good ones. And the twins like this one a lot, but I haven't actually sat down and watched it with them.
No, for sure. And this is one I go back to a ton.
Yeah, so you said you mistakenly said this was your favorite musical, and then amended that last night and said, "No, wait, I'm dumb. It's Hercules." But you said this is your favorite of these, just as a package, as a story. So what makes this the best one of the Renaissance in your brain?
It's just got everything for me. Like even in terms of having a weaker villain, like it was he's at least very memorable visually, which is
Hmm.
something that I can't say for some of the other villains. And like as a kid, I thought he was very intimidating. As an adult, I don't have that, of course, but I can at least give it that to like strengthen it a little bit on that end. But like. I love Mulan as a character. I love her struggles. It's got, I think, the best "I Want" song, and yeah, like I love BD Wong as the general. Just kind of everything, like just all together as a package. I think it's a beautiful looking movie.
Yeah, do you feel like
At a certain point, it just stops being a musical, but I don't know. It kind of works for me.
I kind of like that about it. That was the reason that I let myself, unfortunately, get excited about the live action remake because I thought this material could work really well as just a really serious, epic, dramatic film with maybe callbacks to the songs and some of the score from this, but like just take the music out of it entirely. And unfortunately, that did not work out. It should have. That should have totally worked. Um,
No, and I think with the music we do have, because I do like all the songs, and I think
I do
in a
too.
way it's the tightest musical just in terms of thematic linking of all the songs, where it's all very connected, and that you have.
Yeah, that's a good
I mean, I
point.
can kind of break this down when we get into it more, but you have a song that's this is how society looks at men, this is how society looks at women, this is how men look at women, this is how Mulan thinks of herself. Like it's all very connected in that way. Basically,
That's
every song is
true.
kind of a "I want more." This is what I want from you song.
No, you're right. You could. I didn't think of that before you said it. You could argue that this movie is a lot more cohesive than maybe all of the other ones in that department.
Yeah, at least the other ones I think kind of jump around and it really works for them. Like that's not an issue with the other movies. But I do think this one just they had like a specific idea they
Hmm.
wanted to hit, and like every song just kind of revolves around that.
No, I could see the argument for this in some ways being kind of the culmination of the whole Renaissance, regardless of the fact that it's not as popular as some of the others. I'm sure there's people for whom this is their favorite, but I don't hear that a ton. Mulan seems to be either middle of the road for a lot of people, or just like it. Yeah, it's a really good one. It's just not my favorite. So like, I think for a lot of people, it's probably like top five or something. But just as a production, it's real polished. It feels like you can see all the things they've learned through all the stumbling blocks through this, and you can also tell how much more lead time this one had than some others, because this was an idea that they were kicking around going all the way back to like 92, 93, and was being developed like all the way up to this point. So it's the antithesis to what we had with what we called the like Oscar bait movies with Pocahontas and Hunchback, where somebody had this brilliant idea for a thing that might win them an Oscar, and then 2 years later, boy, it's out in the theater. And you didn't have that with this. This was like 6 years in the making.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I also think this film just has a great sense of tone. It has one of the most chilling moments in any Disney film, where we have the girl worth fighting for that then just like hard cuts into everybody's dead.
Yeah.
And it's so effective. Just all that stuff's great too.
And it doesn't have that
It's just a
Hunchback.
movie that I just kind of love everything about it.
Yeah, like I think I do too. I don't think I like it as well as you do, but that's just like
Yeah.
degree issue. Like everything you're saying I like about it. And in fact, the places where there are departures, this is great. I haven't seen this movie. I haven't sat and watched this in probably 15, 20 years. We're just doing like a concise 10-minute review before we watch the movie. It's like, good night, everybody. There you go. There's your review.
It's going to be the viewing where we turn on it, where we're like, this kind of sucks.
You know what? Never mind. I don't know what we're talking about. But no, I was just gonna say, this is, what was I gonna say? Sorry, I just lost my train of thought.
No, it's okay.
I guess we
I
could
don't know.
just.
I can't read minds.
I guess we could just get in. Sorry, there was a thing I wanted to say real
Yeah.
quick. But the couple of places you were talking about where we do big departures, from what we usually do with these movies, where we kind of, I like go against convention, I think are actually really effective. Like we keep talking about, and people keep talking in the comments about how this one doesn't have a big memorable villain. Actually, really, I like that about it. Like I liked it, not in those. I wouldn't put it like that. But what I mean is, I liked that they successfully did one of these that doesn't really hinge on the villain. That's not really the point of it. It's just in the background of this kind of like billowing presence, and then. What you said about it dropping off in the third act and not being a musical anymore, now that it's like a big war epic, I think that's also really effective. Like, neither of those are negatives to me at all.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think all of that works really well for this movie. And I think it especially helps at that moment I was talking about is when it stops becoming a musical, where it's like, oh, this is real.
It's enough to make you wish that Hunchback had come after it.
That's fair.
You know, because I feel like it would have been easy for it to fall into some of the same pitfalls that did. And we were really impressed with it going back to it, but we had those big weird tonal inconsistency problems with it. And I think and I don't know if it was, exactly the same teams or not, I imagine not, but if they had, again, gotten through some of those growing pains of the middle 90s where they're trying to live up to the glory that they've kind of obtained, but are also taking risks and trying different kinds of properties they haven't before. I mean, you could make the argument that this is, and we talked about the ways in which Hunchback kind of is this way, but you could make the argument that this is doing everything Pocahontas was trying and finally managing it.
Yeah, no, that's completely fair too.
Like, it has a lot in common with that.
Yeah, well, like I said, the kind of relationship thing I think is also done better in Tarzan. So you maybe have like a thing where half of Pocahontas splits off, and one side becomes good with Mulan, and one side becomes good with Tarzan.
Oh, sure. Yeah, maybe. I mean, we'll see. I don't have a verdict on Tarzan right now. I didn't like it when it came out, and I'm not seeing it since then. So I'm not going to agree yet until I've sat through it again. But
Yeah, no, very fair, very fair.
I didn't hate that movie. I just didn't
And
care.
like Daniver says, Mulan does have the biggest body count of any Disney princess. That is just a fact.
It's a good point. She's also not a princess. This is one of those inexplicably not even kind of a princess. Well, let's get into it because I've got other things I want to say, and we're already 10 minutes in.
Yeah.
And just stuff's coming to me already. So let's go ahead and get into it and watch it. If you're gonna watch it with us, we encourage you to do that. Get it to timestamp 0, however you want to watch it. DVD, Blu-ray, Disney Plus, and we're gonna get right on in. It's a Mania, so anything goes. I'm excited to watch it with you, Austin.
Yeah, I am too.
This will be the last of these that I'll have anything that could be misconstrued, pardon me, as an insight. I imagine. So that's good. This is the closest to being prepared for any of these that I'm going to have the rest of these, which is so weird. It's surreal. We're already this far in.
Mm-hmm. And still 5 movies left after this.
Yeah. But only 3 days, so it feels like it's almost over.
Mm-hmm.
And the Renaissance itself is almost over, because the last one is tomorrow, but then we're tacking 4 more on.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, here we go, guys. Everybody, please press play right now.
Back to the classic logo. I guess not like fully classic, but like you know what I mean. The logo it originally had.
Yeah, it's giving us the visual logo, but it's going back to the Pocahontas and Hunchback thing of opening with something different in the audio. But it's not cutesy about it. It's not the war drums thing that Pocahontas did, which this could have done something like that, but instead it's just score.
Mm-hmm.
I was surprised to go back and look and see that this is a Jerry Goldsmith score. I did not remember that he was involved with this movie. That's crazy. I'm a big Goldsmith fan, obviously, for Star Trek. And that'll be the one big Star Trek connection with this. And I'm curious to see if any of his hallmarks will be remotely catchable. I've never noticed that before, but so much of it is, Chinese inspired that, like, probably not. He probably went real outside of his comfort zone with this one.
Mm-hmm. It would be awesome if just the motion picture theme just popped up.
You have somehow like an Asianified TNG theme. It's like da 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 da, but it's like it's in a key that's more Asian. That's more like traditional Japanese. Or I'm sorry, Chinese.
That's the instrument. That's the instrumental, piece for "Make a Man Out of You" is the TNG theme.
I'm working on a quota here. I want to make sure that I accidentally. Oh, it's weird we open right with the villain, considering that's one of the. Again, we keep saying like least memorable things, but like he's not unmemorable. He's just not a Disney villain in that he's not like talking constantly. He doesn't chew up the scenery, that kind of stuff. But anyway, I got to make sure that I hit a quota of misconstruing China and Japan at least like 5 times in this commentary, and that's very important.
No, because like I said, he's very memorable visually, I think. It's just, as a personality, he's not memorable, but that's fine for this.
Slasher Fred Goldsmith didn't just score Sergeant Motion Picture, he did 5 of them. I think he even did Generations, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh.
You won't be surprised to know this, but one of the better things about Generations is the score.
At least it's got a good thing in it. That's good. Besides Kirk's death.
He died on the bridge where he belongs. I love how the colors pop in this movie. And it's another one that has, I think more so than Hercules, it has like a visual style that is its own, but also feels more strikingly Disney.
Sure, yeah.
So like I feel
I
like
agree with that.
Hercules is trying real hard to take a crazy risk and try something new, and I this looks more traditional Disney in its way, but I think is also kind of blending stuff and going with character models that I. This is going to sound like a silly thing to say, maybe. It goes without saying because you have like Asian characters, but it's like it's more Asian character models. It looks a little bit more like anime inspired or something. Not maybe not even that. Maybe more like uh, traditional Chinese painting in the same way that
That's
Hercules
what I was gonna
is going
say.
to
Yeah.
the to Greek painting. But it's not as in your face about it to me, if that makes sense.
Hmm. Yeah, for sure. People were also saying in the chat, and I didn't know this, that the bad guy in this is voiced by the guy that plays Bob in RoboCop.
Oh,
That's
wild!
cool.
That is cool.
Yeah.
I just want to say Bob Gunn to that guy. So I feel like Mulan ingratiates herself to the audience immediately by giving that dog his bone, because that's just an insidious thing to do to a dog.
Yeah. She's just so likable. And she has to cheat on her test.
Yeah, and if you have to cheat in Chinese, you got to write a lot too. Like,
She's got a long arm.
well, you know what? Actually, that's not fair. It could be the opposite of that because you could have like one character that says quite a bit more than we can say in several words or a sentence. So I guess there's that.
Yeah, exactly.
This does the same thing that Pocahontas does, where it's got some kind of cutesy cartoon animals, but they don't talk.
Yeah, well, we get the cricket, but then we also split the difference by giving her basically the genie with Mushu.
Yes, but the horse is real expressive and doesn't talk.
True, yeah, I wasn't even thinking of the horse, but you're right about that too.
The horse goes back to the Beauty and the Beast horse.
Yeah,
And that's why I'm saying this feels like a culmination
those
of
are
these
real top heavy.
in a whole lot of ways. Well, this horse is actually has like a real thin head. He's actually more body heavy.
Yeah, but like his legs are like this thin.
That's true.
Mulan has thicker legs than that horse.
I think one of the reasons that I liked this a lot when it came out, Austin, is just because I've always I really appreciated like Chinese architecture and stuff. It's like I just like the look of this movie, and just all the cultural stuff. It's just
Yeah.
real fun to be washed over by.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
It was nice to see Disney finally attempt that culture.
They teased it with Aladdin, but now we're finally there.
It's weird that Mulan is not a princess because in certain ways. Okay, so what is the board game that those guys are playing? Because I don't think it's Go. I think it's Go like. Maybe it is. I'm not sure.
It's Chinese checkers. I have no
It's
idea.
not Chinese checkers.
Backgammon?
You looked at no. They're little discs. They're not marbles. Chinese checkers is
They're playing
marbles.
with their discuses. This guy,
I like Chinese checkers.
I've never played it. I've never even played regular checkers.
Wow, that's weird.
Yeah.
But anyway, so the point I was going to make. Sorry, I just want to give you crap right now for being like uncultured. You've never played basic children's games, but anyway.
I played chess.
Well, and obviously chess is a lot better than checkers, but like every kid's played checkers. I guess not. Anyway,
Hasn't been invented in Canada yet.
yeah, what's Canadian checkers? We got Chinese checkers.
It's just with maple syrup and mousse.
I like. Sorry, I'm jumping around. I'll get to the point I was going to make here in a second about Mulan not being a princess. But I do think it's really funny that the older woman here in putting together Mulan's wardrobe makes the cricket like part of the ensemble.
Yeah,
It's a cricket in a cage, and she's like, and then add a cricket for luck, and it's like that's officially part of the ensemble.
I also like the song, but even as a kid, "Ancestors, please help me not to make a fool of me." I was like, "Oh, that line's clunky."
Yes, I remember that in the theater, going, "Wait, did you just say rhyme me with me?" Or I guess you rhyme it. You just said it twice, like make me a fool of me. Okay, all right. I don't know why you did that. Yeah. That's another classic. Established the town scene, which is interesting because we're not actually going to spin the movie in this town. Usually, it's establishing the setting of your film, but we're actually doing a kind of a traditional hero's journey thing where we establish where she lives, and then she's got to go on a big crusade and kind of go through hell and back, and then return at the end. It's that Odyssey thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I said, that's the big song about, this is what women are expected to be in society. Like, this is how you perform correctly.
Well, and that's why I was going to say it's interesting that she's not actually a princess, because in a way, this is like if Jasmine got her own movie. And
yeah,
just
Jasmine, it's the same singing voice as Jasmine too, which is interesting.
I didn't know that. Mm-hmm. That's cool.
Yeah. But no, you're very correct about that.
And of course, her motivation will be a little bit different because there's a family duty and honor thing, of course, and she feels like she's got to go fight for her people. And Jasmine just wants independence and to be allowed to do what she wants to do and not have to marry the person that she's expected to marry. But they're similar in that they both don't love that about their culture, and they're not extremely happy about their gender roles. But they also both have arguably like some respect for the tradition and aren't just gonna like blatantly defy it. I think Mulan probably has more respect for hers.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. And this also has a similar beat as Hercules. Like, this is where Hercules, destroys that that shop by Wayne Knight, or that Wayne Knight has.
I forgot that was Wayne Knight because I wasn't listening to it real hard last night.
Yeah, he's only in it for like a minute.
Yeah, it's kind of, I don't want to say stunt casting, but it's kind of weird to get somebody you've heard of for like that one scene. But he's fun.
Yeah. Normally it would be Jim Cummings. They're like, Jim Cummings has too many roles in this already.
Like he's already 3 characters in just this movie, so. Okay, here comes exactly. Austin's favorite "I Want" song.
Yeah, no, just something about this I think just strikes me in a way, or just I should say, strikes me more than other Disney "I Want" songs, because there's not a lot I dislike.
Well, it might help that you're just finding this character as likable as you are, and maybe more so than some of the others. Again, I feel like in some ways we've perfected the like disenchanted protagonist with this movie.
Mm-hmm. No, good call.
And this melody,
just the idea of just looking at yourself in the mirror. Yeah, and just the idea of looking at yourself in the mirror and not seeing what you are inside, I think, is a good place to go with this.
And we're back in another temple like Hercules too.
Yeah. No, we'll get more. We'll get a statue come to life with Mushu as well, kind of like Hercules.
Yeah, this songwriting, and like for a second the Two-Face thing, that's so good.
Yeah.
Like, this is who I'm expected to be. This is who I really am. Nobody needs me to analyze this plot. I mean, because what I like about it is it ain't subtle, but it's not obnoxious. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, I think the right way to put it is it's just clear.
Yeah. It's not the Savages song in Pocahontas where it's like, they're different, so we're gonna kill them.
They're different from us. Yeah, and they have no self-awareness. Because I said this before, but we have that in Beauty and the Beast. It's a joke. There they do it completely earnestly, and I got my head in my hands. No. And she could have been a little bit obnoxious in being like the free spirit who's not living up to expectations, and like she could have been too much of a rebel in the first place.
Yeah.
Where they find the balance. I mean, like, that's the name of the game with this whole movie, but it's just balance, tonal balance, character balance.
And they strike it really well with the dad, I think, too. Where you just had, she brought dishonor to her family, but you still have that nice moment where he puts the flower in her hair. And I love the end bit where she comes to give back the sword that she stole, and he just like throws it to the side and hugs her. It's very sweet. I really like her dad.
Yeah, no, it's wonderful.
Well,
and I love that the movie is so mature about its themes. This is another thing that it handles better than Pocahontas, where everything is just a little bit too simplified. And it's also like Pocahontas in that this is not, because I said Pocahontas is the only one of these that's just straight up historical, and they're like fictionalizing real people. This is historical in its period of time, but it's going to a legend, or I think like a poem. And so I don't think these are actual real people that existed, but it's a period of time. It is still historical fiction.
it's essentially like going to Chinese folklore, like the type of thing that they would be doing here.
Yeah. And so that's another thing that makes it feel a little bit more traditional Disney, even though it's going to another culture, and it's set in a real specific historical period. We don't do that a whole lot.
Mm-hmm. No, for sure. No, and we will kind of get that with Native Americans again with Brother Bear, but I don't think that's based on anything specifically, but that is more in line with doing that kind of fantasy period piece thing.
Yeah, so what I started to say is in where this is a lot smarter in how it handles it than Pocahontas is just like the maturity of how it handles the themes and the subject matter, where her father doesn't have to be vilified for her to choose to be rebellious and pretend to be a man and go fight for her people, and she has like real honorable reasons for doing that. I think it's kind of a, maybe not stroke of genius, but I think it's smart to have her do this for her father as much as for any other reason, So like, you have the initial setup of she doesn't really fit in, but she's not running off because of that reason. It's almost like that's why she's able to pull it off, or why she would have the gumption to do it in the first place. But the real reason she does it is to save her father.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly, because he's going to get obliterated in war.
Yeah, obviously. We're like, he can't even swing a sword without getting hurt.
Yeah.
His bones are creaking. His body's giving out. And a lesser story, a lesser
like
script.
A Daredevil shot, the statue that pans to her.
It's great.
Crying on it.
Yeah, if the Daredevil movie had done this, you would have opened on that shot, then you would have jumped back in time.
Mm-hmm. Daredevil can't sing Reflection though, because he can't look in the mirror.
His lyrics are I'm I'm just imagining a Mark Steven Johnson Mulan. All the Chinese backgrounds. You'd have a Great Wall of China with this horrible seam right in the middle of it.
Nicolas Cage is the main Hun, and he just keeps pointing at everybody.
Yes! No, I love that. He's giving this pensive stare, and then at some point in the middle of the movie, he just screams like a crazy person for no reason.
This song has always stuck with me, too. This is a really good track. For score, not musical.
Although I will say, so far, it's the one thing that's dating it just a little bit. Like that drum track.
Sure.
Like, this is feeling a little 1990 Ninja Turtles. Sure, that too. Like, I like it. It's good. But that percussion.
I don't disagree. Well, this does end with the most late 90s thing of all time, which is a boy band song mixed with Stevie Wonder for some reason.
Oh, yeah. I'm glad you keep reminding us of this.
Yeah. It's beautiful.
And the movie intelligently gets us to our first act plot point a little early. And I think it's smart. Like 20 minutes in, she's already in this getup. I mean, it's so efficient, right? We got the setup quick. You know, we know everything we need to know, and we've already got our premise set up. And a lot of that is done visually. You don't need any, like, grand speeches or explanations. You gotta love that she just sees him throw his back out with a sword, and then goes and contemplates, and then puts on his getup and makes herself look like a man, and then that's it. That's all you need.
Yeah.
She didn't have to explain it to a friend. Nothing. Like, Pocahontas would have had, like, a 5-minute scene where she's telling her friend about it.
She would have just been talking to the wind. Into a tree.
I like that there's some kind of nod to the spiritual side of it without having to get, like, real deep into that. Like, she goes into a temple. And that's why I said contemplative. She's probably praying before she goes and does that.
Well, I like that none of the human characters interact with the spirits of the ancestors, too. I think that's a good choice.
Yeah, I agree. This is really interesting right after Hercules.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because we're going to another culture's mythology and dealing with their gods.
Yes. Also, this is my favorite thing in the remake, which is that they got rid of Mushu and replaced him with a phoenix, which is not a Chinese thing. And we got George Takei, though.
I forgot that was Takei. That's great.
Yep.
And, you know, he's the obvious, like, kind of go-to deep Asian voice, and I don't care. Because he's always
James
great.
Hong is
Why not?
The Emperor's assistant. And again, he's just always great.
Yeah. Yeah, I was going to mention him, too. Let me hit Super Chats real quick. A Midi Blow, $5 Super Chat. Fa Mulan isn't only one of the best Disney protagonists, she's one of the best protagonists on film. I'm currently making a top 100 MC list, and she's top tier.
Awesome.
I mean,
I had to think about that for a second. Is there 100 Disney protagonists? I guess there is.
I honestly could not make that list myself.
No.
Like, I've seen a lot of these. I haven't seen enough of them. Not for 100. I will say, I've heard enough older Takei in the last, like, 10, 20 years that this feels like a really young Takei voice to me, and he's already in his 60s at this point. Maybe 50s, pushing 60.
Yeah. Well, they're missing him being like, Mulan has run away. Oh, my.
Right.
Mushu. Go get her.
Do you know who he plays in Superhero Squad?
No.
He's Galactus, and it's amazing.
That's really funny.
It's the best choice ever. He's so funny. He's just like Happy Galactus going around looking for planets to eat. It's so funny. Robert Wild, $2 super chat. Cap got his gong just for this commentary. I don't know. Is that culturally insensitive if I just start hitting a gong every 10 minutes because we're watching a movie about Chinese culture?
We should have been hitting it while Mushu was hitting his little gong.
You know what? Honestly, I forgot Mushu carried a gong. It didn't even occur to me that that's why he said it. And my gong is about that size. I'm gonna pull it out actually. You know what? Mushu's got it, so I don't feel like that's horribly culturally insensitive. I'm gonna grab this. Hold on. I don't know what do you think? Is my gong about the size of Mushu's gong? I think it is.
Maybe a little smaller.
Well, I can't tell proportionally like what size Mushu is.
Well, I'm just thinking like I feel like about the size of like from Mulan's foot to knee, maybe.
That's what I was gonna say. Is I need a good shot right now of him up against a person.
Although, I mean, it will probably change shot to shot, because the statue is also way bigger than Mulan. Now he's about the size of its head.
We've pointed that out already in a couple of movies where they'll cheat a little bit with the size of characters, particularly smaller characters. Like, I forget who we had this with. I don't think it was Sebastian. It was somebody we were complaining, one of these kind of, like...
I'm sure they'd probably do it with him too.
Sidekick characters.
Just kind of, you change them to fit... whatever you need to do. We do that a lot, this kind of stuff.
That was one of the many things.
Arm lengths.
That was one of the many things that you can get away with not having any rules for with the genie, where they just lean into the size thing and they go, well, he could be huge, he could be small.
Yeah, for sure.
Lucas Green, £5 super chat. Thanks so much for the support tonight, guys. Why didn't the Great Stone Dragon wake up? All the other supernatural characters did, but not him. Mushu bangs the gong. No response. Your thoughts?
He's
I haven't seen this in so long. I haven't really given that any thought.
Yeah, basically just that Mushu can be the one that does it. But I like to think that he's just a sleepy asshole. But now he's dead. Because Mushu killed him.
I was going to say, he grabbed his head. And if you think about that for 5 seconds, it's real morbid. It's like, oh, he just destroyed a mythical creature somehow.
Yeah. No, that's like Mystery Men. Like, he just killed the main superhero. Now it's up to him to do it.
It'd be like if you had somebody in cryostasis and you just pulled the plug.
Yeah, exactly.
I had a McDonald's toy of this guy.
Oh, cool. Did he also come with his little hawk guy?
I think Falcon? He did, if memory serves. I forget what his gimmick was.
That he has jaundice.
I can be honest with you, he talks more than I even remembered. I was having him in my head as like a voiceless character.
Oh yeah, no, he does talk quite a bit. It's all very like, I'm gonna get you.
He's not scenery chewing, like I said.
Yeah.
You
have where he shoots these guys on the back. You also have the bit where he finds the kid's doll and he's like, let's go return it to her. And it's very creepy.
Yeah, like he's not played for comedy, but he is more joyful than some of the I guess darkest of these characters. For himself, he gets off on hurting people. He's got the big scary vampire smile with the sharp teeth, which is pretty great.
I'm glad he's not like the villain of Pocahontas. Where he comes in, he's like,
oh my
we're
God.
gonna destroy China.
No, he's more like a Jafar if he was never bumbling, or a Scar. Like he's more like a really sober
aspect of Scar, or Jafar, yeah.
But like not as scary as the villain in Hunchback because that guy's just so perverse. Like, this guy's not perverse.
Mm-hmm.
He's just ruthless army general man.
Yeah.
He's not having to do mental gymnastics to justify his horrible choices. They
You just did it
they
though.
sold the movie really hard on that.
On the tongue thing?
Yes, that was in the trailers.
Oh, weird.
I remember that. So I was always indifferent to Mushu. Like, he's fine. Like, he doesn't irritate me horribly, but I never found him like especially funny. But I think part of that is just I'm not like the biggest fan of that actor,
Oh, Eddie Murphy.
of Eddie Murphy, and I
That's
think
fair.
a lot of comedians like that. It's just you either find them funny or not, right? So like some people are Robin Williams people and some people aren't, and I have exactly the same thing with Eddie Murphy.
That's fair. No, I like Mushu. I don't love Mushu. Like in terms of Disney comedic relief, like you said, he's just kind of fine. But he's not the worst. He's not the best. He's got a couple of line deliveries I really like.
Okay, so I have a theory about the Great Stone Dragon. Are you ready?
Let's hear it.
Okay, my theory is I somehow that's the only mythical creature that's actually mythical and didn't exist even in this universe. And there's just they like built a big stone statue. And then all these gods for some reason have been led to believe that the great stone dragon is a real entity, but it really is just stone. I mean, why is it called the stone? You'd think that it would turn into a dragon, but they keep calling it the Great Stone Dragon. But that suggests it's always stone. I don't know.
There's Wolverine.
Oh my god, that is who that
Yeah, he's small. He's hairy. He's got that voice.
I
He's
can see
Wolverine.
it. I can see it. Look, it's Wolverine.
The best of what I do, and what I do isn't very nice.
What I do is smoke too many cigarettes. Isn't that the guy from Independence Day?
Yeah, Harvey Firestein.
Yes, thank you.
I gotta call my lawyer. I gotta call my Great Stone Dragon.
Angel Cat said, "If you guys do the directed DVD sequels, you'll hate Mushu even more." I can't wait. I
Oh,
can't.
good.
I can't wait. I really think we're gonna do it. I think I'm gonna see if I can break Austin on camera.
I mean, that'll get close.
Lucas Green, you're probably right, Cap. I don't know. I can't think of a better explanation for that because the movie doesn't play it like it's real messed up that Mushu destroys that entity. I don't think it's an entity. I think it's just a statue. In fact, I think Mushu built it.
Oh. Did he build it thinking it could come to life, or he's just a shuckster?
I think it's that. I think it's that thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He's a con artist.
Yeah.
Robert Wild. Harvey Firestein plays the guy you'd expect to be voiced by Jim Cummings.
That's true.
Thanks everybody for joining us on Jim Cummings Mania. We've never said that man's name this many times in 17 years.
It's true. Jim Cummings deserves love, though, so I'm glad we are.
No, he's great. And he's got a stellar podcast.
Yeah, I've seen clips from his podcast, and it looks really cool, but I've never seen, like, a full episode.
His podcast is great because he gets, obviously really good voice casts, and he asks good questions. But it's also fun because Jim Cummings knows shockingly little about a lot of different subjects, and it's just really funny.
That's awesome.
Like, I don't want to throw shade at him. Like, he's very likable and wonderful, but it's hilarious. Just all the like does not give two craps that he has about like a lot of pop culture stuff.
Yeah. That's wonderful. Especially because he's been in like every pop culture thing.
He's been in everything, does not know much about them. And he's so, like, trapped in 1988 in a lot of different ways. It's kind of refreshing. I like it when she says "cook outdoors." That was pretty funny.
Yeah, I should check that out.
It's a boy's name too.
You have no idea how often I introduce myself that way.
Really?
I have a name, but it's a boy's name too.
The design's pretty good with the face in making her look believably enough to them like she would be a guy, but keeping enough of the femininity where it doesn't feel like they just went to a totally other character model. Another place where they've really found the balance.
Yeah, exactly. That's a very good call.
And that's such a that's such a tough thing to try to pull off in live action. And
That's something I was kind of interested in when they first announced they were doing that,
yeah.
because that's a lot harder.
And that movie sucks. That's not the problem with it.
No, everything about that movie is the problem.
I gotta tell you, man, I have excised that from my mind. Like, I hated it, and I do not remember it very well, and I don't want to. Like, I think I've suppressed that experience.
You don't remember when the villain sees Mulan and is like knows that Mulan is a woman and is like, "Your lie weakens your chi, Mulan."
Oh my god. Don't tell me things about that. I don't want to think about it.
It's the worst of the remakes. It's bad.
And that shouldn't be possible.
Yeah.
It was the one most worth doing.
It's true, Robert. It's also Frank Welker mania.
That's true. I mean, we have said his name more often on the channel than Jim Cummings, but we probably still have said his name more in the last 2 weeks than we've ever said it in all the years I've been doing this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I don't believe that Mushu is even carrying that sword.
No,
Even
you
just
can.
even just by the handle dragging it, I think it'd be too heavy. I don't think you could pick that up.
He's a tough guy. He's mystical.
That's your answer to everything. He's mystical.
I mean, that stone dragon head did look heavier than the sword. And he was carrying it up like here.
This is another place where or another thing this movie has, pardon me, I should say, over both Pocahontas and Hunchback, is that it's real clear about its mythological elements. It's really only got the one big thing. It doesn't feel too forced in and tacked in. Now, could it have gotten away with this story without that at all? Yeah, I think it helps it feel more Disney-ish to have it. We've got kind of that tinge of magic, and with Hunchback, it was this material's too dark, so we got to have these, stupid jokey characters. And this, it feels like it's there to feel like more of a traditional thing, or like a traditional Disney movie.
Yeah. It's kind of your classic thing.
And also
It's also
because you need
quite a big supporting cast.
It does. Also, just with this material, you need some kind of representation of the spiritual, and so that's how they
Yeah.
handle
It'd be
that.
kind of sad if they didn't go to like some sort of Chinese dragon thing in a Disney film.
Yeah, but that feels like a good opportunity they took and didn't miss, as opposed to the gargoyles in Hunchback, where you're like, well, nobody wanted that. It should have been a talking bell.
They love that smashing sound effect. It's come up quite a few times.
They like that, and they like, huh!
Oh yeah, I mean that just makes sense. And this is, of course, the best song of the movie. It's great.
I like it. I think I might like the I Want song a little more. I don't know.
That's fair. It's between both of them.
It is the line that sticks with me the most, Austin. To defeat ... the Huns. Oh, sorry.
But also,
when I was talking about Hunchback, I didn't say that right. It should have been a talking bell. Sorry. Anyways, good.
No, I was gonna say it fits into our innuendo thing where the general's just gonna make men out of all these boys.
And then the irony is, she's more manly than they are, than some of them, even when she first gets there.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Be a man.
Be a man.
Yes, because only men know how to shoot off fireworks.
That's true. But obviously, this is what men should be, son.
Yeah. Again, just handles this this material with such maturity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
We're
kind of going to a training montage type thing like Hercules did.
That's true.
Last night, except it's more like, instead of the comedic song, like it's like you replaced or swapped them, because this is around where that comedic training montage song is, and then the actual comedic montage song for this is going to be where Zero to Hero is in Hercules. We kind of flipped them.
Well, what I was going to say is, how easy would it have been to like try to artificially get the audience pumped up and make her likable by making all of this too easy for her? You know, where you go, yeah, rah, strong female character, she can immediately do anything these men can do. And it's like, no, physically, realistically, all of this would be harder for her. And then you see her overcome that, and just within a real small montage. But then we're also not pretending like the rest of the movie, okay, now she's like physically stronger than she should be. She just went through the training and I can do more of the physical stuff.
Mm-hmm. No, she's not just like an action badass for the rest of this movie. Like, she's still really struggling through it.
But like, it's endearing because it was hard, which is just writing 101 stuff.
Yeah. No, that's part of that shift of, like we're ready to go. We got this, and oh no, this is way worse than we expected.
Danny said Donny Osmond was the singing voice of Shang. I didn't know that either. Yep. Fascinating. Angel Castaneda says she's not a Mary Sue. Yeah, I just usually avoid that term, so I didn't say it, but that's what I was talking about.
Mm-hmm. And then she's straight up a Jedi in the remake.
Which is what I was worried about, and it was so much worse than I could have imagined.
Yeah, oh, it's bad.
It's really sad. He should have followed that up with "Am I right?" Hygiene, am I right?
Am I right? Yeah. A couple of things I know they're bound to notice.
No, you're not. Yeah, that line's hilarious.
Oh, this scene also has my favorite line delivery from him, which is when he bites the guy in the ass, and then he walks out and he's brushing his teeth, and he goes, "No, that was vile."
Well, and lines like that, going the other direction, don't feel horribly exploitative. It feels like we're just being realistic about in like getting some levity out of what the situation would be.
Hmm. Yeah,
You know, so
exactly.
it's like, yeah, women have different anatomy. Let's all be grown-ups.
Just Wolverine's just hanging down up on that rock.
Yeah, this is also a really good example of one of these Renaissance movies not feeling like it's like feeling like a family movie before it's a kids movie, and maybe more so than some others.
Yeah.
And they're not scared of it like they were with Hunchback because they figured out how to integrate the comedy in the first place. Like the initial subject matter is not so relentlessly dark.
Hmm. No, for sure. Like, this movie is very comedic, but it has its darker moments
Well, again, I think we're
and a
back
lot of
to
nudity.
say again.
And a lot of nudity. All those naked men just ran by.
Yeah, because I misheard you and I thought you said Bill Murray, and you actually said nudity, and those don't even sound all that close together. So
So much Bill Murray in this.
well, and again, the name of the game is balance. Like, you could have completely avoided entirely dealing with the she's gotta figure out how to deal with like changing around men and uh, not blowing her cover. Or they could have leaned way too much into that and gotten kind of vulgar with it. And
Hmm.
they find exactly the right middle ground.
No, very true.
It's also one of the oddest love stories in a Disney movie because the majority of the film he thinks she's a guy, and then the very end of the movie you're like, well, I think they'll get together.
Yeah, well, during that last musical montage, when she kicks him and he falls down, he's got that smile where that's like the moment where he's like, "Ah, this dude's hot." And then when they find out that Mulan is a woman, he 100% has the Beauty and the Beast, like, but in reverse.
Where he's
When the
like,
Beast becomes
thank
human.
God, because I
No,
was
he
confused
100% has a
about.
"thank God I thought I was gay" face.
Yeah, I was gonna say he was confused about his own attraction.
Exactly.
You'll never be more sure of your own heterosexuality than in that situation.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
that's the absolute most confirming possible thing either direction. Is okay. I know myself more now than I did before.
He's like, "Oh, you weren't happy to see me. It was just a snake that you were hanging out with."
Well, speaking of Beauty and the Beast, I feel like tonally, that's the movie this is the closest to overall. Maybe
Yeah, possibly.
I guess just in the blending of the drama and the comedy, because it's not
Hmm.
it doesn't have as hard of a comedic bent as in Aladdin, I don't think, although it's closer to that than a Hercules, and Hercules
Yeah.
puts the comedy a lot more up front than this does.
Hmm. No, very true.
It's maybe a little
Or even the bad guys.
jokier than a Hercules, but or Hercules, pardon me, than a Beauty and the Beast. But then a lot of those castle sequences with all the inanimate object characters get real comedic.
Hmm. Well, like I said, we're gonna have like a real snap, like, and now it's dark. So we're still in the more comedic side.
That's true, but Beauty and the Beast kind of does that too. Where
Hmm.
like by the end it gets real serious again, but it's got swaths of it, right?
Yeah, it kind of comes and goes in that.
I kind of forgot about this song. Like
Yeah.
you mentioned
Well,
earlier that we've got your like how do we look at men, how do we look at women song, and this is that song. I forgot about this.
yeah, this is the kind of what men want from women. We don't have a reverse of that, which would have been a way to fully wrap it around. But I also don't know where you would have put that.
Yeah, and I don't know how necessary that is.
Yeah.
I don't know that we need Mulan to explicitly sing about what she sees in men, especially because I part of the point of her character is she's initially not even that's not really on her radar. Like she's not really I
Yeah.
all that
You'd have to put it at the
interested.
beginning, and then it's kind of too much.
Yeah, like she's kind of got other things on her mind than men. It's like that's a it's not really a priority for her, and it's obligatory. It's like, well, I'm supposed to go to get gussied up and find a mate, and I just don't really care about that right now.
Hmm.
And so she needs this experience to even find romantic interest, I would argue.
Hmm. Yeah, exactly. No, and I like the song as just being a very fun kind of party song that again we're just gonna cut
Well,
off really hard.
well, what I like about it is that it's highlighting, uh, for her, like how difficult it is to blend in. It's like
Hmm.
I love all the cuts to her with the awkward facial expressions where it's like God, I gotta hang out with these guys while they're or march with these guys while they're uh, singing about how great hot chicks are and hoping they won't notice that I'm a girl. That's what I always got out of that song is, oh, I'm what they're singing about, and I'm supposed to blend in and pretend like I want what they want. That's really difficult.
Yeah. Hmm. No, exactly, and some of that's fun. Like, how about a girl who's got a brain? Nah.
Well, and yeah, and then there's places where she would be offended and has to also act like she's blending in and agrees with them.
Hmm. As there is a child that was murdered.
Yeah, no, we're back to Hunchback right now, where it actually allows itself to go to those places, but less explicitly and for as long.
Yeah. And we also get the dead father thing because General, or like well, now he's a general, but his father's dead.
I completely forgot that happens.
Hmm.
So you got a lot of really good personal stakes. And then that's interesting in comparing him to Mulan because her father is the reason she's here, and now he's lost his, couldn't save him.
Yeah, and it's a
Like
good
I
way
think
where she
that
can
look
relate
is
to
really
him.
important. She's thinking about that when she's looking over at him.
Yeah,
That's something that she can appreciate. I maybe even more so than anybody else in this regiment because that's her primary motivation.
hmm,
No, this is living up to our pre-review, Austin.
you're not like this is complete trash.
Hey, what was I talking about? Nicholas Poto, would you say this villain is more menacing than any villain in this era aside from Frollo? Maybe. I
I mean,
feel
in
like
terms
the
of menacing, maybe just in the sense that, like you said, he doesn't have the comedic beats.
the menace comes more from the army to me, where like he's the face of it, but it's more
Hmm.
like this gigantic imposing force. Like it might as well be the weather.
Yeah, no, they're just an unstoppable force.
And there's not really another movie from this era where the enemy is this like big unstoppable kind of wall like that, right? Like it's always one mischievous character that's doing some kind of conspiracy. Like, there's no conspiracy in this except for from the protagonist, which is
Yeah,
kind of fun.
that's true. Yeah.
Like, she actually has the conspiratorial plot in this. As sympathetic as she is with it.
No, good call.
She's literally the only deceptive character in the film. Right?
Yeah. I mean, the bad guy's not lying about anything.
I've never thought about that. This music is great. And
Yeah. No, this whole sequence is really cool.
I'm not hearing any like clear obvious Goldsmith in this. I was shocked when I saw his name. I didn't believe it
Yeah,
for
I
a
didn't
second.
remember that's who it was.
It's so crazy. Now let me ask you, Austin, do you think it should be pronounced Mulan or Mulan? Because they go back and forth.
Both.
Because syllable emphasis, if I'm not mistaken, is kind of important in that language. So, like, the words can mean different things if you emphasize different parts, or say them with different inflections. So I don't think you can be willy-nilly about it.
Well, one of them's the feminine one, one's the masculine one.
That would have been fun if they'd done that. She has to make sure she doesn't say her own name wrong. Wait, why did you say the effeminate version? What is your name? Mulan. Hey, that's a girl's name. I meant Mulan. Oh, okay. Yeah, this battle scene is really impressive because up until now, there have been a couple of places where, but like gigantic crowd shots are crazy hard to animate, and they don't always like give you different faces or different movements for everybody. I think the closest thing we've had is probably like the wildebeest scene in Lion King.
Yeah. No, good call.
Now I don't know if we're doing like hard cuts to faces here, but everybody's moving different.
Yeah, I was gonna say they're probably also 3D modeled, and at least that last shot too.
Yes,
like the wildebeest.
They definitely are, and that's how you get away with it. But it looks great.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. No, they're integrated well.
I don't know if your voice could even sound as messed up as that guy's if you don't have like cigarette packs, you know? Like I know there was smoking even then, but I feel like you'd have to smoke a lot more than anybody could practically smoke.
That's also one of my favorite Mushu line deliveries is when she shoots it and he's like, "You missed! How could you miss? He was 3 feet in front of..."
This movie was incredible in the theater, and I think up against, like, next to maybe Lion King for me, it was maybe the most theatrical worthy of these. Now that I'm looking at it again, I'm kind of remembering that. Sure. And again, some of that is soundtrack. Like, that with... It makes it feel about 19 times more epic.
Sure, yeah.
And that's just a great
Lion
melody.
King's Young Zimmer, too.
What's that?
It said, you have Young Zimmer with Lion King.
With Lion King, yeah.
Goldsmith here.
Yeah, great comparisons we can make actually between this and the wildebeest scene, where they're similarly epic. One thing that's fun. Yeah, that is a lucky bug. I don't know how that worked. That is finding a needle in a haystack right there, in a moving haystack, no less.
Yeah, no, it's finding a piece of hay in a needle stack.
Okay, tell me if you think this is a crazy point, but one of the oddly, even though we don't have a whimsical villain here, one of the oddly most kind of comic booky things that's in the movie that's quote-unquote sort of whimsical is that villain comes with his own lighting. Like, no matter where that guy is standing, he's more darkly lit than everyone around him. And yeah, they do a shadow thing with his hat. Or his helmet or whatever. But even despite that, he's more darkly lit. And it's not just like a darker skin tone. Like, his whole body is lit differently than everything around him.
Well, the whites of his eyes are black.
Yeah. Because he has no soul.
Exactly.
That was also in the trailers.
That makes sense.
You
That
the
feels like a
man,
trailer
sort of?
line. You're the man, sort of?
I'm surprised that wasn't on the posters. And I'm oddly attracted to you. I don't know why.
Of all the boys I've turned into men, you were the best.
If he didn't instinctively know that she was female and was attracted to her, he would not touch her on her arm the way he just did. Like, if Mulan was actually a man, he would not interact with her that way.
Is this the first time we've had blood since Beauty and the Beast?
I think it might be. I was kind of looking for it before. Is there not a Hunchback anywhere? That'd be the other place you'd expect it.
I think so. If it's anywhere, it would be there. You have the guy that gets shot in Pocahontas, but I don't think there's any blood in that movie.
Uh-oh. That was a mistake. Oh, crap, I'm shaped wrong.
He's contemplating. He's like, wait a minute.
Am I angry or aroused?
A bit of both.
And by the way, I'm really cold right now.
Yeah.
You know what Freddie would be saying right now? Freddie would be like, how is she not having hypothermia?
I just got a blanket.
Well, you know what Descartes would tell her? He'd say, rub your chest because your arms will take care of themselves.
Yeah, exactly. Except if he said it to Mulan, he would be a pervert.
I don't even know if the sentiment you just said was as funny as the delivery. That was wonderful. Robert, $5 super chat. Mulan sadly has the dishonor in having both the worst direct-to-video sequel and the worst... I see what you did there, by the way. I like that word choice. And the worst live-action remake, those mounds of diseased hyena filth.
God damn.
Good lord. That's true, because, like...
And I've never seen two.
Because, like, Lion King has a really bad remake. You can't even call it live-action, but people like... some of its other adjacent things, and Beauty and the Beast, I've never seen its sequels, but I liked its live-action remake better than some other things. So yeah, like how many of these have a really horrible remake and really horrible sequels?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no kidding. But I think they got Ming-Na Wan and BD Wong back for the sequel, but I could be wrong.
Oh, crazy.
I know they at least bring her back.
Nothing against her, but she doesn't seem like that hard of a get, because she does a lot of TV and stuff, so...
No, for sure. But it's not always a given with those sequels.
It's definitely not. But there's been a track record for that, because you remember we talked about how the actress for Little Mermaid came back for that show.
That's true. No, and I think she comes back for, like, most Mulan things. Like, I think she came back for Kingdom Hearts and...
oh, cool.
That Wreck-It Ralph movie.
Now, yes, she was there for that. and she's got a cameo in the remake.
That's right, she does. I forgot about that.
She's there right at the end at that ceremony.
Yeah.
That's like the one thing I didn't suppress.
I just wish that you did.
I was trying. I really was. Oh, look! Mushu has a character arc. These sidekick characters...
Killed him, man.
These sidekick characters don't usually have... I killed a stone statue that I might have built myself. But nobody said, I risked your life to save myself. Like, usually these sidekick characters, we don't do a separate character arc for. I guess we get a little bit closer.
Kind of has a Mulan thing going. Not the gender flip, but in that he screwed up and now has to, honor the family on his own by being deceitful.
Yeah, and it's about honor in both of their cases, certainly. Mm-hmm. And about the potential of embarrassing your family.
He will dress up like Batman at the end, though.
I don't remember that.
It's not actually Batman. He just dresses up as like a bat. But as a kid, I was like, oh, he's Batman.
Oh, I didn't remember that. Ah! Those horrible yellow eyes!
God! I mean, Mulan!
Do you see what I mean, though? Like, the rules, physical rules of lighting do not apply to this guy.
No.
Maybe his soldiers kind of also have that. He really has it. Well, that guy needs to lay off the cheeseburgers.
At least there's only 6 of them now. Mulan did murder the entire army outside of them.
That's pretty impressive. That's the thing is, the general is supposed to kill her for going against, duty and being a traitor and all of that, but she took out the entire army. He'd be insane to do that.
He's like, spare because she killed the army or because I think she's hot and I'm glad I'm not gay. Definitely that second
even
one.
that they're finding the balance in a way they couldn't with Pocahontas, where it's like, am I appreciating your culture and your other way of looking at things, or am I just infatuated with you physically? Here you can tell what it is. Mm-hmm. And that it's the proper combination of those things. Like in a way that rings true. But like, she started in disgrace. She's ending as a Deus Ex Machina. And just like last night with Hercules, this thing is blowing by.
It is really blowing by, yeah. I think they're very similar runtimes. I mean, they all are.
They all are.
Like, they fluctuated a little bit.
Unless you're Hunchback. Because Hunchback is both a little longer and felt longer. Not in a bad way, but it's just so involved.
No, it's got more weight to it. Yeah.
And I also don't know that one as well, and was trying to get my head around how much more I was appreciating and enjoying it than I had as a kid. There's a bit of a time vortex that was happening with that movie.
This is the exact scene that Aladdin and Jasmine come into, because you have that dragon and all the fireworks.
You guessed it, Edda said that I was sounding like Harvey right there. I threw my voice out a little bit earlier, and I've managed to hide it okay up until just now. Oh, hold on. Oh, I can't even reach it. There we go. Got it. Okay, so this mascot dragon head is really creepy because there's going to be a shot where it just slowly comes at you for like a weird amount of time, like in soft focus behind the if memory serves, behind the character, and like I'm not even paying attention to what's really happening in the scene because I'm just watching that thing like creeping up at me. Here it is. Here it comes. Ah! It's a coming this way.
Something wicked this way it comes.
Oh no, here comes Bane as his henchman.
Are his henchmen the gargoyles from Hunchback?
Yes.
Hell yeah. I love how both of the statues next to the door are looking into the door like they're watching the Emperor be kidnapped.
No, this guy is like if you combined Bane with one of his main henchmen in Nightfall, because he's got a bird like Bird does.
Yeah. No, it is true.
No, follow her. She killed the whole army.
Yeah, now she's got to make a woman out of them.
Yeah, and like that should be irritating. It works. I don't know why. Like, it seems like it should be
Like, look,
too.
I'm not dressing up like that, but I'll use my cape.
No, that's great. He's too cool
It's
for
like,
that.
look, I'm on a slippery slope. I just realized I'm not gay, okay? If I do that...
Well, also, like,
turning back.
how is she gonna feel about me if I demean myself to dress up like a woman right now? But I feel like maybe that should seem like too on the nose, and on paper I might have rolled my eyes at that, where it's like they're gonna we now have to like gender flip all of her friends, just to be kind of ironic. And did they really need to do that to get in here? And would anybody buy it? And all of that. But then you need some kind of like levity in the sequence, just for like the Disney formula. You're gonna have something like this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
It does have concubines. No, ugly concubines.
That's pretty funny. I don't know. I will criticize it this far, Austin, because I'm sitting here trying to decide if I have a problem with it or not. And as far as I'll go to criticize it is to say I don't know if it was enough of a distraction that they really needed to do that. I feel like they kind of could have just walked into that room and done what they do anyway.
Yeah, you gotta have the flip on it. We have like the flips on the expectation stuff. That's I think Daniverse said it. That's kind of the closest you get to what I was talking about from like the women's side of it.
Well, and also so that I guess she can, or like they can sympathize with her more.
Yeah.
Where it's like, we appreciate why you did what you did, even though it's against tradition and against what we typically think of as our ideals. Like, we found the exception. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it proves the rule, but we found it. I think I like the score more than I did before knowing the composer, because I can't tell it's him.
That's really cool, because I know you always talk about how he's got like a certain tics that you can always pick up on.
You can always pick up on it, and it's not generic either. It's not like I can't tell it's him because he doesn't want to be there. Like, that's such a distinct melody, and I love the way it's slowed down in that scene. You killed my entire army.
Thank God I'm not gay. Yeah, see, now he's gonna go and be Batman.
Oh, you know what? I'm now picturing the scene you're talking about.
Yeah.
I remember this now.
I think he might even put on, like, the gravelly voice. Not that we were really doing that yet.
Do you think we're doing that because it's a festival with balloons?
Yes. And those men are dead.
Yeah, I never had a Batman thing with that, but you're right. Like, yeah, he's got bat wings. He lowered his voice. I never thought about that. Get him. Ooh, I don't know if I buy that.
She got that.
Like, that's a cool move and all, but do I buy that fan wouldn't have just cut straight, like, would that not have just gone right through the sword, or the knife, and then how embarrassed would she be if she was like, yeah, I got your nut, oops, and then just goes right through it?
And then Mushu just shoots him anyways.
Happy New Year!
You did that in like the frosty happy birthday voice.
That was not intentional, but yes, it did sort of sound like that.
Angel Castaneda, does that count as a Mulan kill, though? Mushu did technically kill him.
Oh, that's true. And didn't just fall from a high place.
No, he exploded.
Oh, so he died by the way the eels died.
Yeah.
We finally got one.
Smithereens,
You've been waiting for that this whole time since Little Mermaid. You've been waiting for a character to explode.
Exactly. And then tomorrow we will have the most horrific death in a Disney film.
So I buy this well enough, but this is one of those like movie trope, movie logic things where it's always ends justifies the means. He's gonna bow to her and be happy with her breaking tradition and pretending to be a man cause it all worked out. That's
what they got in Goldsmith, because that's very Kirk.
That's what I was gonna say. It's the same reason that Kirk doesn't get prosecuted after Star Trek 3. Because he went and got the whales to tell the probe what to go do with itself. And so he just gets knocked back captain. That's all that happens to him.
Yeah.
Like, this all feels earned, and it would be really easy for us not to buy this at this point. Mm-hmm. And I think it's because she doesn't really have any ego about it. I think that's why it works.
No, she still just has the same motivation she had from the beginning.
And just narratively, you buy that this was the only way to accomplish what she was trying to accomplish. And then you get the and then you get the Disney ending of she also, like, saves her whole country, and none of our soldiers die except for the general's father. But at least there's like some kind of consequences.
Yeah, no, it helps that the Emperor's like, you can be my assistant now, and she's like, no.
No, I got better things to do.
Farm. Yeah.
But, like, that's great. He's not, like, again, he's seeing this as an exception, and she's seeing her as an individual exceptional person, and isn't just immediately suddenly changing all of his beliefs and predilections. Mm-hmm. So he doesn't go, he says you can be my assistant, not you can be a war general now.
Robert just said in Mulan 2 she dooms her whole country, and that's not a joke.
We gotta watch it! I'm so excited!
What
We
does she
gotta do it! Also, I feel like there's a lot of movies that, maybe not a lot, but I feel like it's kind of a trope, Austin, like several movies that will do the, like, giant fireworks explosion in the third act. But I think that's a really good example of one where, like, it serves as both, like, the climax of a thing and also the celebration simultaneously.
Yeah, and it builds off the rocket thing, which we've been setting up since that "Make a Man Out of You" song.
Yeah, you're right. There's a really good setup and payoff there. Oh, I hope Austin hasn't been horribly echoey this entire commentary. I just realized I had his mic turned up, like, way too loud.
Oh. Well, sorry, everybody.
You got to hear Austin in stereo.
I caught you this delicious bass.
I wanted that pile to get more comical, where she just keeps giving him things. Oh, and also this pillow and this bag of cookies. And bacon.
The only thing I ever wanted was for you to doom our country, Mulan, and you failed.
No, the way you said it, that's a boy's name. I'm sorry, what?
No, I said Daniver says it sounds fine.
Oh, that's good. It was higher than it should have been. Lucas Green, £5 super chat. Cap, hi there. How did you convince your wife to let your kids stay up so late to watch these films? Plus, Mulan is better than a princess because she saved a country. Well, the answer to that, not that it's all that interesting, is for Freddie last week, we had spring break and he didn't have to do schoolwork the next day. And for Mikey, it was one time during the week, I let him stay up till midnight. We homeschool, and so we can, change schedules and things. We're real flexible. So I'm not letting the kids stay up super late, like during the week all the time. But occasionally a special thing like this comes up, and my wife and I don't see it as a big deal. And these are just the kind of commentaries that are, like, fun to bring your kids in on, and unfortunately we just do these late, so I couldn't have them on a lot of them, but I wanted to make sure they got to do one. And you notice I'm not having the 4-year-old girls stay up till midnight. Austin, that feels like Mushu could have been spun off into his own animated show, kind of like we did with Timon and Pumbaa. Like, that's almost ripe for that.
Yeah. That'd be, if they had Disney Plus, then they would do Mushu shorts.
Oh, yeah. Like Forky.
Yeah. Baby Groot.
Oh, I forgot they did that with Baby Groot. I liked the Forky shorts. Some of those were really funny. Matthew Bass. I'm weird. I like Forky. $20 super chat. I do find it interesting that the villain is one of the few characters that never comments on Mulan's gender. That's true. He simply refers to her as the soldier from the mountain. Ironically, treats her most equally out of all characters. Yeah, I guess he's got kind of an, in a weird way, like an odd respect for her at that point.
Yeah.
He also doesn't really have time to comment on it, to be fair. Like, he says the soldier from the mountain so that we know that he is, and she knows that he's, like, fully grasping what's happening. So that's almost more of a exposition thing.
He's got full equality. He was killing everybody, and not just the men, but the women and the children. Because he hates them.
voice of Khan, Frank Welker, he got to be a person this time.
Ah. Crazy. I forgot the Emperor is Pat Morita.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I didn't catch that. That's awesome.
Yeah. Like, now that I think about it, I can hear it.
Yeah, that's awesome casting. And I want to say he lived almost another decade.
Yeah, I don't know when
I
he
think
died.
he made it to, like, mid-2000s. Maybe later. Let's see, when did he die? 05.
Okay.
05. I was gonna say 6.
Another 7 years, so close.
Mm-hmm. That was that boy band song.
Yep. 98 Degrees and Stevie Wonder.
That's very strange.
That's so dated, but it makes
It is
me
old
laugh
dated.
every
I
time.
didn't hate it. Like, it sounded all right.
I know. I'm fine with it. It's just really funny that it just ends with that. And
Well,
now
because
we have
a couple of the
Christina
other ones I
Aguilera.
found a little embarrassing. Like the one from last night. That was a
Michael
little,
Bolton's song.
that was not great. I also
No,
just don't
now
like
we
Michael
have-
Bolton that much, but
Yeah. No, now we have Christina Aguilera doing Reflection.
oh,
Which
weird
is
we did
closer to.
2 of them. That's unusual.
Yeah, so this is like a cover, like the other ones are. That other one was an original song for the movie.
Oh. Well, now that you say that, I guess it was. I'm dumb. Like, yeah, obviously that song wasn't in the movie. I was sitting here going, that was a cover of what, Cap? There was you didn't hear that song already, you idiot. This also sounds okay.
Yeah, like I like the actual one in the movie more.
Well,
But,
yeah, me too. There's too
The
well.
cover is good.
It's Aguilera, so there's too much emoting. I'm just not the biggest fan of that. Like,
She kind of belts everything. Where it's like there's no like flow. She just hits everything high.
well, and she's also kind of showing off too much. Where it's like have a
That's what I mean. Like that's part of it.
Like-
She's got that American Idol thing
like
where they kind
yes.
of train American Idol singers to always belt because it's more impressive.
Well, and not just belt, but emote. So, like, you can't just string a straight note. You can't just sing a straight note. You have to go, ah! And, like, why every time? Like, build to that.
Yeah.
You do that stuff at the end. You don't do it
Yeah,
30
that's what I've always had
seconds
with Christina
in.
Aguilera. She's a good singer. It's just she's got that issue.
See, I don't need a good singer to keep proving to me they're a good singer. Just sing the song. But I feel like Jared Goldsmith was kind of the MVP here.
That score was really good.
Matthew Bass, thanks for the gigantic super chat, man. I didn't say that. Appreciate it. Robert, $2 super chat. Capcom was Mulan's horse. Oh! I thought there was a character named Khan. Dang it.
Of course, he was the horse.
Well,
He was
look,
part of the cricket.
that adds another layer, though, when you made the Wrath of Khan reference and went, Khan! Because, like, there is a Khan, and so, like, she's screaming at her about her horse? Well, we didn't have the Artax thing again.
No. He could have died in the snow, though, because he was depressed.
Yeah, we could have had that. Artax, we need you to try. Try Artax.
I can't do it, Mulan.
Wow, that was a great Frank Welker impression.
I was going for She-Ra has like a magical unicorn, but he's got like a weird smoker's voice.
Oh, really? I didn't know
It's
that.
like- yeah, where he's just like, ah, She-Ra.
That's
like
great.
that doesn't fit.
No, my big takeaway from that is, like I said at the start, like I'm doubling down on this. In a lot of ways, that's kind of the culmination of all of these, and I don't think it gets enough credit for that.
Yeah, and I've never really thought about it in that way.
But I
You're
think
not
I
wrong.
referenced every movie that we've done so far. And yeah, we've been comparing them a lot, but not every movie has been comparable to every movie. This one was. But like, besides Rescuers, but again, that's like an outlier.
Yeah. No, very true. Well, and like I said, I think the other night, like that's kind of it for like a more traditional musical. What we
Yeah.
have, like Tarzan has songs, but it's the characters aren't singing, and then we're gonna kind of move away from that.
Which, no disrespect to these other movies, hopefully I enjoy all of them, but that's part of the reason I fell off when I did, was just I liked the tradition of all of that. And so
Yeah,
in my mind, I don't want to argue with anybody because like there's an official list, but like in my mind, the Renaissance ended here, back in the day. Because once you got to Tarzan and we got away from that, from the musical formula, I just got less interested. And so, like for me, that was kind of the end of it.
yeah. I do at least like the Elvis music and Lilo and Stitch when we get there.
Okay.
But outside of that, yeah.
Yeah,
That's kind of it for the
Jason
music
told me
stuff.
the other day and I don't know how he had seen that before because I didn't show it to him, but somehow growing up he saw that once or twice, and he looked at it again recently and told me he thinks I'll like it a lot. And
It's really good.
he said
I like that movie a lot.
he said it kind of hit him sideways how much of a me movie he thought it was, and I was like, weird. I never would have expected that. So we'll see if that happens.
I had a similar thing going back to it as an adult, where it just kind of hit me sideways of like, oh, this is like really good, um, and I thought that was kind of interesting.
Well, I'm gonna try. I mean, like, I gotta keep the content going. I gotta make sure there's not like 5 minutes of dead air. But like, I'm gonna try to really watch these best I can while we're doing these commentaries and react more than I'm trying to analyze on the fly. But I can't promise I won't mess that up. But I'm gonna try. I wish we
one
had
will also be
5
funny.
people on all of these so that I could just watch and didn't have to say very much.
Yeah, no, for sure. No, and that'll be funny because that also has like the pop song cover thing, but they don't have original music for that. So that's kind of amusing.
Okay. We are going to have Robert for one more. Did he say he was coming for Tarzan or something else? I can't remember.
I think Atlantis. I think
Atlantis.
John's here for Tarzan and
Okay, great.
Emperor's New Groove.
And we're going to have Nikki for at least Tarzan. So we'll have a panel for that movie. Or not Tarzan. Sorry, Atlantis.
Oh, okay.
So that's good cuz then I can watch it closer.
Or is Atlantis tomorrow or is it Thursday?
No, Atlantis is Thursday. That's the one movie for Thursday.
Okay. So yeah, John will be here for Tarzan and
then
Emperor's New Groove.
Friday would be Lilo and Stitch and then Treasure Planet, right?
Yes.
Which we just tacked on because I've always been curious about it.
Yeah, and I saw that movie a lot as a kid.
Okay. That seems divisive. Like some of our audience is weighed in on that, and some people like it, and some people say it's really boring. And so that might be kind of a weird one to end off on.
Yeah, and I haven't seen it since I was 8.
We might find ourselves wishing that we were ending on Lilo and Stitch if that movie is as good as everybody is telling me it is, because we might have kind of a lackluster ending.
Win some, you lose some.
We're gonna try it. Well, if we were doing this properly, we'd be finished tomorrow. But we're gonna keep going.
John says that he will be here for Tarzan and Stuff. I don't know what Stuff is, but I'm excited to see Disney's and Stuff.
Disney's ellipsis and stuff. All right. Well, we're going to get going. Thanks a lot for watching. We sure appreciate it. And thanks for the super chats, folks that did that. Appreciate you hanging out with us during the show or watching afterwards. And we will be back tomorrow night with a double feature. And so we're going to have, like Austin said, 4 more of these. So we've got a double feature tomorrow, and then Thursday 1, and then Friday 2 more. So I guess that's 5. I can't count. Anyway, we'll see you guys again real soon. I was Captain Logan. This was Austin the Day Ghost.
Good night, everybody. Also, Robert, you're not invited any. They're saying that we should have ended with Home on the Range, your band.
All right, bye, folks.